Good morning. I am Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, and we're here really in response to two robberies with a gun. One of the latest victims is Ms. Gioino, who is a 90-plus-year-old woman that was really traumatized on this act. I'm joined by my colleagues, Senator Kevin Parker, who's the senator that represents this area, Senator Jesse Hamilton, who represents part of the Park area, Assemblywoman Joanne Simon, the Assemblywoman in this area, as well as Tony Herbert, one of our activists that has really stood up against many of these violence, and the captain of the 7A precinct is here as well. And I really want to thank him. As you see, his officers are out here, and I believe the entire contingent of law enforcement officers are out on the street. We want to catch this guy. We want to catch him. When you victimize and prey on the elderly, not only a 250-pound brute that use physical force and a gun. That sends a terrible, chilling message in a community that is really not known for high, violent crimes of this magnitude. This is a very close-knit community. It's a community that is extremely active around political and public safety. They have been extremely responsive. The number of calls that are being called in and tips to help us find this person. The only way we can do it is with the help of the public. And that's why we are announcing a $1,000 reward in addition to what the NYPD Crime Stoppers has already announced that they are putting up as a reward to catch this guy. We're hoping the dollar amount would incentivize individuals to come forward, make a phone call. If you see something, the photos, the pictures that revealed a partial face, and some of the photos were grainy, but it seemed to be clear enough that if this person is familiar to you, we're asking you to call the NYPD. Don't try to be a hero. This person appears to be armed with a firearm, so really reach out, call 911, and give them the information so they can do their job. This is a bad person, and he needs to go where bad people go. We call that jail. We want him caught. We want him apprehended as soon as possible. I'm going to also personally write a $175 check and give it to the victim in this case. When you are of 90-plus years, losing $175 through a crime of this magnitude not only traumatizes you emotionally, it traumatizes you financially. And so my team spoke with the family this morning. She was asleep. We will visit her later. I'll visit her over the weekend once things calm down. We only have one ask from the family. The family stated that she's extremely traumatized from the large amount of attention that she's received. If we can sort of slow down on reaching out to her until she can get over this traumatization, the family will appreciate it. But we are all out trying to find this guy. We will spend some time this weekend in this community handing out flyers. As soon as the NYPD gives us a clear photo, we want to hand out flyers and let people know that we want to catch this guy. It appears he may be somewhere in the vicinity of this community. He could live possibly on the outskirts, but we want him caught. We want to do whatever we can do to make sure he's brought to justice before he traumatizes another family member. I'm going to now bring on Senator Kevin Parker, followed by the Assemblywoman of this area, and the captain. If you want to just add some of the things you're doing here, we can do that as well, and Senator Hampton.
Good morning. I'm State Senator Kevin Parker. I represent this community, the 21st District in Brooklyn, which includes Flatbush and East Flatbush, Midwood, Ditmas Park, Windsor Terrace, and Park Slope. Let me thank first Borough President Eric Adams for his leadership and for bringing us together today. Certainly we want to give our sympathies for the victims of these really heinous crimes. I just, I think the Borough President said it best. We must catch this coward. This is someone who's absolutely the worst, comes from the worst lot. And we certainly want to thank the police for what they're doing.
So I ask everybody to watch that surveillance video, watch those videos on TV. Remember what this guy looks like, and if you see anything, call the NYPD. We want to make sure that this guy is caught and no longer preys on our seniors. Thank you.
I want to bring up the captain. Again, the captain has, this is his precinct. He has done an awesome job of making sure that attention is placed on this case. That emphasis is crucial to solving this crime. Captain?
Yeah, just basically I want to say is the neighbors around here have been helping us with video. If some of these houses we can't get into, if you see it on the media and you have cameras that show the incident, please give us a call. We're trying to get, better pictures of the perpetrator, and hopefully we can get good photos that we can submit to facial recognition to identify him. DiGiacomo, Captain 78 Precinct, Commanding Officer. Frank.
Good morning, everyone. I'm New York State Senator Jesse Hamilton, represent Sunset Park, Park Slope, Gowanus, Prospect Heights, Crown Heights, Flatbush, and Brownsville. I want to thank Borough President Eric Adams for having this conference to get the word out. I come to this park all the time with my family. And when I heard of a woman 91 years old being assaulted with a gun and choked, I was outraged. It's a despicable act against all families in this area. And we just want to spread the word that we will catch this man. We will catch this coward. He will be brought to justice. A 90-year-old woman should be, in her golden years of life, should be able to walk through this park any time of day without fearing someone would choke them and assault them with a gun. So I'm happy to see Captain DiGiacomo here with the NYPD. They've been very diligent in apprehending this young man, looking at surveillance tapes. So I know he will be brought to justice, but if you know anything, if you've seen anything, please call the police department. This is a great community. I love representing this community with Assemblywoman Joanne Simon and Senator Kevin Parker, and we're here today to let the person know we will catch you and you will be brought to justice. So please turn yourself in as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Attorney Herbert has been an activist around anti-violence. Before we open up to any questions, Tony?
I mean, I can only echo exactly what this great leadership. I mean, you're talking about some of the best legislators standing here with regards to having a concern about a 91-year-old being assaulted. And for the most part, we don't tolerate that in our community. We don't tolerate that in our city. So I ask everybody, once again, that mustard seed, that phone call, whatever you can do to make that call to get us access to more video, to get us access to who might have been involved in this process. We want that person. We want him in jail. We want him in jail tonight. That's how bad we want this done. 91 years old, this woman has seen a lot of life and need not be disrespected in this fashion. This person needs to go to jail.
Thank you. Open up to any questions you may have. Yes.
Oh. On 6th and Park. No, it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that was on near 6th Avenue and Prospect Place. And that was a 71-year-old woman who was similarly accosted, and I believe that the police believe it was the same guy. And
we had one, but it's very grainy. The pictures we have here are better. No, not at this time, because we're all I can say is the investigation. The investigation's ongoing. We do believe they are the same gentleman who did both. And like I said, anything you guys can help us with, we really appreciate it. What's that? Well, it was another home invasion. It was actually he brought her into a home, and actually he brought the 70-year-old person into her house, and he robbed her from there. He took cash from her also. That's why I have every officer in the 78 and in Brooklyn are out looking for him. We have the robbery squad who's in charge of the investigation. They're out here. We need to find this gentleman. We only have the video of him going into it, and we also have the video of him leaving. We don't have a second perpetrator, and we have no car at this time. He followed her, yes. We believe it's random targets, and he's following elderly women, yes. Well, the biggest thing is we're a 91-year-old woman. We need the community to help out. You see a 91-year-old woman getting followed, maybe we need the community, because she actually walks to the library. From here, she walks to the library to go to the library. We need the community. You see an elderly lady being followed, call the police, please.
I just want to respond to that also. And what we are going to do is send out a series of tips. We visit our senior centers regularly, and so we're going to give them some simple tips of what to do. Look around before putting your key in the door. Just to look around you. And if it feels uncomfortable, then it is uncomfortable. And don't hesitate to reach out to the local cop, the local stores. So there's some things that we're going to do on the ground. And in the upcoming months, we're going to roll out a major initiatives around cameras also in this community and other parts of Brooklyn as well. But we are going to do some on the ground, just basic information, crime safety tips. When you live in a community as safe as this community, you tend to get lax sometimes. And you should never get that lax that you're not aware of your surroundings. And we want to remind people of that. I'm sorry. We're putting the final touches on it. We'll announce it within about a month or so. We're just getting the final touches to it, but it is going to involve both communities and our commercial establishments and utilizing cameras to enhance safety. What we always must remember, and I'm sure the captain would agree, there are a small number of people who repeatedly commit crimes. When you use video surveillance to apprehend them, you remove them from the streets and from communities, and those communities become safer. What we want to do is go to some of our local places. In this community, we have several different places where you get a large influx of people, such as the food co-op, Park Slope Food Co-op. You have a large number of people over by the Circle, the theater that's in that area, 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue, down by the major corridors on 7th Avenue. And so we're going to just spend some time there handing out flyers, using some of the flyers that's behind us so that people can look at the flyers and see if they could identify the person. The best way to solve a crime is to get tips from the community that could assist the police in making an apprehension.
So you said it's a safe community. Most crime statistics are down for this precinct compared to last year. So is there anything's changing in that direction, or is this just one individual?
The captain just shared with me today, we had 0 crimes in this park, 0. The captain and his team is just doing an amazing job. They figured out, how to be proactive, how to identify those areas where crime is taking place. When you have a park as big, as used as much as Prospect Park, and you have 0 crimes, that says a lot. And we don't think that we're moving in an area where there's going to be a crime problem. We have a bad guy that's carrying a weapon, and we're going to have the good guys apprehend him so we can continue to have a safe community in Park Slope and in Prospect Heights and the areas that surround this park. My personal money, 91 years old. It is a great investment. I'm going to write that check on my own, just as I'm writing the check that I'm going to give to this 91-year-old that lost $175. $175 to a 91-year-plus-year-old person that's on a fixed income, which I believe she may be, is just a lot of money. And that's the least I can do of saying that there are people in this borough that still respect their elders. I have a mother that's 80 plus, and I would hate to have something like this happen to her. And so I want to make sure I'm there for that family as well.